Welcome back. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the journey of understanding what really governs how clinical research should be done the right way. In our last tutorial, we explored the ICHE 6R2 guidelines, the gold standard that shaped global clinical trials for nearly a decade. We broke down what ICH is, the structure of E6, and why every professional in medical affairs, clinical operations, or site management needs to know it. But today, we're shifting gears because a new chapter has officially begun in clinical research. The ICH E6R3 guideline has been finalized and approved. So in this session, we're going to cover what's new in ICH E6R3, why this update matters so much, when it goes into effect, and the most important changes compared to R2. Let's dive in. First, the dates. The ICH Assembly approved the final version of E6R3 on January 6, 2025. The effective date, the moment it becomes official in the European Medicines Agency and many global systems, is July 23, 2025. That means, depending on your region and your regulatory agency, this guideline is either already active or it will be in a matter of weeks. As of today, July 17th, 2025, the day we're recording this tutorial, the guideline will officially take effect in just 5 days. So if you're in medical affairs, clinical development, or regulatory, it's time to get familiar, because E6R3 isn't just an update. It's a shift in how we think about GCP. Let's take a step back. R2 was released back in 2016, and at that time, it brought major progress. It introduced risk-based monitoring, emphasized quality management systems, and acknowledged the growing role of electronic systems. But the world of clinical research hasn't stood still. We've seen a rise in decentralized trials, real-world data, and patient centricity, and the need for greater flexibility and proportionality in trial oversight. R2 was starting to feel rigid, especially when applied across diverse settings, from large pharma to small biotech, from academic trials to global multi-site studies. So, ICHE 6R3 was designed with this question in mind. How can we uphold ethical scientific rigor while making GCP more relevant, adaptable, and forward-looking? E6R3 now has a modular structure made up of the GCP principles, a newly refreshed set of 11 foundational principles that apply across all trials. Annex 1, Guidance for Interventional Clinical Trials involving Investigational Medicinal Products, IMPs. Annex 2, forthcoming, Guidance that will cover non-interventional studies and other types of trials. This structure allows future updates to be made more easily and to be tailored to different study types, rather than applying a one-size-fits-all approach. Key differences between R2 and R3. Let's now zoom in on the main differences between R2 and R3. 1. Fewer principles, but broader impact. R2 had 13 principles. R3 streamlines them into 11, but they're more holistic, focusing on ethical conduct, participant rights, scientific soundness, proportionality, transparency, and accountability. The language has shifted from checklist style to values-based guidance. 2. Proportionality and flexibility. R3 introduces the principle of proportionality, meaning that oversight and documentation should match the risk and complexity of the trial. This is huge for smaller studies, startups, or low-risk trials. It reduces unnecessary burdens while maintaining quality. 3. Greater focus on participant centricity. E6, R3, makes it clear. Participants are not just subjects. It emphasizes trust, transparency, respect, and engagement. Informed consent processes are expected to be more meaningful and clear. 4. technology, and digital considerations. Unlike R2, R3 embraces the digital era. It allows for remote monitoring, supports electronic consent, and accommodates decentralized models of data capture and site activity. This makes the guideline more adaptable to modern trial designs. Improved roles and responsibilities. R3 puts greater emphasis on collaborative relationships between sponsors and investigators, clear delineation of tasks, and maintaining oversight across vendors, CROs, and third parties. 6. Focus on quality by design, QBD. Quality is not just monitored, it's designed upfront. From the protocol development stage, teams are expected to integrate QBD principles that prevent errors rather than just detecting them later. 7. Enhanced risk management. While R2 introduced risk-based monitoring, R3 expands this into a risk-proportionate approach to trial planning, conduct, and oversight. It means risk isn't just a monitoring function. It shapes how we design and run the trial from day one. So why does all of this matter? If you're a clinical investigator, this affects how your site is expected to operate, how you consent patients, how you document deviations, and how you prepare for audits. If you're in medical affairs, especially those involved in investigator-initiated research or supporting evidence generation, this gives you the framework to engage with investigators in a compliant and scientifically credible way. And if you're in clinical operations, regulatory, or quality assurance, E6R3 is now your new blueprint. Because in today's environment, being up to date is not optional. So to recap, ICH E6R3 was approved in January 2025 and becomes effective from July 23, 2025. It replaces R2's rigid checklist with a more flexible, principle-based structure, and it puts people, participants, researchers, sponsors back at the center of ethical, efficient clinical research. This is your opportunity to stay ahead of the curve. Make sure to watch our previous tutorial on ICH E6R2 if you haven't already. It provides the foundation you need to appreciate this shift. And as we move forward, remember, GCP isn't just about following rules. It's about building trust. It's about protecting people. And it's about driving better science. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next tutorial.